Alright y'all, welcome back to another video. We're back on the BMW today. We're removing the engine and transmission on this vehicle. We're gonna go ahead and replace it. I just didn't see why it was worth trying to throw a head gasket in it. So yeah, so we're gonna pull the motor and transmission at the same time. I think that'll be easier rather than just the transmission. I think that'll be easier, honestly. I might be wrong. I'm not too sure. I don't know what'll be easier, to pull the engine and transmission at the same time or just the engine, because all I'll pretty much need to do is unbolt the motor mounts, unbolt the bolts that go in the transmission. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the motor and transmission. I think that'll be easier, because it's pretty tight in there to get the bolts. I kind of went under there a little bit just to kind of see what I'm working with. Let me get my headlamp real quick so y'all can see what's going on. Mind the mess right now. I'm just trying to figure this out at the same time as well too. So I am planning on putting some gravel down here sooner than later. Right now it's just too much clay. It's pretty hard clay, so that's the good thing about it. But let's go ahead and get under here. All right. All right. We're all over here, so I mean, we could pull. No. Let me get a better angle. All right, it's kind of hard to see. Kind of put the camera down here, so I think I'm just gonna remove the engine and transmission at the same time. So there are these brackets you gotta take out first, and then there's some bolts that hold it in right about right there, that hold it in on both sides. So we're gonna pop those bolts out. I won't be able to record the entire process. I'm just gonna kind of have to just do it, because it's pretty hard to get a camera under here. That's the highest I could jack it. I don't have a big enough jack to get it up all up under the wheels right now. So we'll just remove those brackets right there, and yeah. All right, after you got the exhaust out, as you can see, we got everything out from there, so makes things a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and see if we can pop. We're trying to get to the drive shaft to disconnect it from the transmission. So let's get out of here real quick. All right. Alright, as you can see this kind of contours the transmission right here. Sorry, not the transmission, the drive shaft. So we gotta disconnect the drive shaft from it. So we gotta pop these covers off that hold in the drive shaft right here. This metal insulator. So as you can see right here, sorry guys, right there, my light. That's where the drive shaft hooks up to. So we're gonna have to go in there and see how it's held in to disconnect it. So shouldn't be too difficult, but first let's pop this cover off and go from there. All right, after you got everything pretty much out, I got the shield slid right to the side. I like to put the bolts back where they were, so then you at least don't lose them, because there's a lot of bolts that are coming out. So it's easier just to put it back where it was, so then when you put things back together, you're not trying to find and scramble and put the wrong bolts, strip the threads. I've done that before. So anyways, we've got pretty much the drive shaft. It's pretty clean under here, so that shield actually does help keep everything clean under here. Make sure these joints don't get dry rotted or damaged. So that really does help. So what we're gonna do now, so we're gonna have to disconnect. I was looking kind of briefly. We're gonna have to disconnect the shift linkage. This is what obviously puts the car into gear. Other wiring harnesses that I can see. This one right here. Y'all can see that. This wiring harness right here. Disconnect that, but I think we'll do that last once we pop this motor, this transmission mount in place. So first off, I guess, yeah, let's pop this drive shaft out, and then we can kind of see what we're working with. So let's do that real quick. All right, so we're gonna call it for the night. I do need an E12 bolt. So it says it needs an E12 bolt in order for the drive shaft to come out the rear end. It's still there. So once that comes out, we go ahead and drop the transmission mount. Go ahead and drop the transmission mount. What else? Unplug the shifter cable. I already unplugged the wiring harness that goes in there too as well. I'm pretty sure you can see it dangling right there, that black piece right there. Behind that metal piece, yeah. So I disconnected that, and the only thing I can see left in the front end is that ground wire right there. And then on this side, I just got to remove this power steering line right here. I was trying to find if there's other fuel lines, but it's getting pretty dark to see if there's any other fuel lines that need to disconnect. Other than that, she's ready to come out. So honestly, it is a lot of bolts, but I think since this is an inline six, it gets a little bit easier to take out. I could just imagine pulling a V8 out of a vehicle like this. I'm pretty sure it'll be a lot more harder. Especially the newer cars too. Pulling an engine on the newer car is a whole bunch of wiring and everything. So I'm not complaining too much as of yet. I mean, so far I want to say so far it's not bad. I don't want to say everything's going good. I want to jinx myself and then something bad happens, but so far I'm not complaining. Things are unbolting. So let's hope we don't run into any more issues or any issues at all. It's just that E12 bolt that I don't have. So we can go ahead and pop that off and see. So we'll go ahead and wrap up for today. We'll go ahead and continue tomorrow. I'll go on Amazon. Hopefully they can do next day delivery for the E12 bolts, or I'll probably just have to rush to AutoZone or O'Reilly's or Advance. Hopefully they have that, or actually maybe Harbor Freight will have that. I'm not sure. I want to get like the impact rated ones because I know those ones are always stronger, and if I need to pull any E12 or E-Torx bolts from any motor, it'll be easier. So I'll get out of here. We'll resume the video tomorrow, and yeah. All right, we got the transmission all disconnected from the lower end, that transmission brace and the shifter cable and the harness that plugs into the transmission is all disconnected and loose. All right, so we pretty much got all the motor mounts disconnected, the left side and the right side. Fuel lines looks to be free. So what we're gonna do to make things easier, myself, I'm gonna grab my hook. I'm gonna hook onto this rear portion right here, that hole right there. It's right behind this thermostat, I guess. That's not the thermostat, this heater hose right here. Hook onto there. Hook onto here. I'm gonna use my DIY lift. Hopefully that'll hold the engine and transmission. Only thing left to do, part of this last, is disconnect all these wires. This goes with the entire wiring harness system right here. So gotta disconnect all these right here, all these modules. Got most of them disconnected already, so it'll be pretty easy to unplug all these small little connectors right here. So let me get it kind of positioned up, and then we can start jacking it a little bit and see what happens. All right, today we had to make our own engine hoist. I couldn't record because it has just been a hectic time trying to get it all the way up there. These are just posts that we have lying around that came with the house, so I just literally got the posts, screwed in the pre-existing wood that I previously had on the other one, because that one there was too short, and obviously the engine's heavier, so I had to make sure to reinforce this, use thicker wood, thicker screws. So yeah, I think it's about, I don't know, maybe like 20 feet high. I wish I didn't know it was gonna be this big, but yeah, it's pretty big. It's a big mess that I made trying to put this up here, so I have to clean all this up. But yeah, it's all put together. It's gonna help me pull engines, transmissions with ease, and even for a truck or whatever, because this is strong for sure. All right, we're back on the BMW today. Unfortunately, I couldn't record most of the part. I know I probably should have, but it's just been a hectic past few days. It's been actually more difficult than I actually thought it was to pull this engine, but we're pretty much all the way out. Yeah, it looks scary, I know. You have to get it up at an angle, so I kind of made this lift right here, kind of get it out. So what we're gonna do, I'm trying to lift it to the point where it's clears, so then I can roll the car all the way back and keep going. So yeah, it's pretty cool. As long as you put your mind to something, you can do it. So let me actually unplug this right here. Gotta unplug this wire here for the starter, so we can bolt that. And yeah, but everything's going smooth so far. Roll the car back and we'll go from there. All right, we finally got the engine all the way out. We had to move the car all the way back there. Kind of had to use my lawnmower at the same time as well. And my goodness, did this thing come in clutch. I'm so happy. It's so high. I think it's about probably 16 feet high. These are, I think, 16-foot posts. It's probably even higher than that, I'm not sure, but you can tell I'm tired and drained. So we're gonna go ahead and put it on the trailer right there. So I'm gonna pull the trailer here, get it positioned under, and we'll get it on there. But so far, so good. Yeah, this thing is really heavy. Really heavy. I actually have, I don't know if y'all can see that, my ratchet. It's kind of like a hand ratchet, hand winch, I mean. And yeah, it pulled the engine and transmission at the same time. It was easier to do that way because getting these bolts out from underneath is almost impossible. So we got that out. So let's go ahead and pull this trailer right under it and we'll go from there. All right, my mechanism has worked. The engine is now out, it's now on the trailer. I have the transmission also on it as well, so that when I unbolt the transmission, it can come out. I want to drain the oil. I just want to inspect how bad that oil really was, so I have space to go under there. And I want to unbolt all of these accessories here that obviously I have to put onto the new motor. I had to move the car all the way back there. So yeah, it's been hectic trying to get this thing out. So it just took, the reason why it was getting stuck, so I had to unbolt this whole entire subframe. These bolts that hold this big metal piece in, I unbolted it, it came straight down, and then it allowed the oil pan to clear, the exhaust catalytic converter to clear, and it just came out, and it had to come out in an angle. So it's been very hectic and very stressful, but this thing is heavy. Like, it's no joke. This thing is at least 1,000 pounds, because I can't even lift. I could barely even lift the trailer alone. So I had to part a jacket and then put on the trailer hitch, and when I towed it to the place, they can just remove it for me, because they're gonna use a machine to take it out. So yeah, no, this thing was a big investment. I mean, I don't think you get anything better than this. But putting it back in, I'm kind of want to probably drop the subframe and then bolt it up and then roll it under the car, and then yeah, so it's gonna be a little bit difficult to put it back in, but at least we got it out. Took a few days to build this, to maneuver the things, learn how to do it, but it's out. All right, we're gonna drain the oil right now, so we're gonna see how it looks. So let's go buzz this out. Oh wow, look at that. Yep. Oh. That's pretty bad. Oh wow, that's milky. Yep. And that's where we're putting a new engine, because that's really not good at all. Because oil is supposed to be kind of like a light, clear brown type of substance, especially with new fresh oil. Yeah, this is really dark, and you can see that was cooling already coming out. That's pretty bad. Yeah, you see that sludge on there too. Oh, is this metal? I kind of feel some metal on the drain plug. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is metal shards on the drain plug. So definitely was chewing up something. But what we gotta do is take the exhaust off, take the transmission out, all the accessory drives on the front motor, and we're pretty much ready to get it out of here and move on to putting the new engine in. We're gonna get it at the junkyard. We do have to pull it from the junkyard, but at least now I kind of know how to do it, and they already have this crane thing that I kind of made, but they kind of have it at the junkyard where it's on wheels, and it's pretty much made out of metal. The proper one, I think it's called the A-frame. So everything's pretty much out. Took a few days to kind of get everything situated in terms of seeing how this comes out, but we finally got it out, and nice learning experience. So we'll catch you in the next part, where we're going to disassemble the transmission, all the accessories, and do a little cleanup back there, because a little bit of a mess. But we got in the trailer ready to go, and we're good. All right, we got the motor out for today. So right now I'm disassembling the accessories on the motor, because when I take it to the junkyard, they just want the block and the head. So obviously, why would I scrap all this? These components are still good, and just in case the other motor runs into problems with these other components, or I can sell them online, because I'm not sure if these components will come with the engine, because it says no accessories. So I'm pretty sure they mean like starter, probably power steering pump, and starter, yeah, and the starter. So I'm pretty sure that's what they mean. I don't know. So I'm just gonna take all this apart, all these hoses and everything. Should be pretty easy. Clip right here, bolts that holding the water pump, idler pulleys, alternator, another pulley right here, that pulley right there. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of bolts that I'm gonna take apart. Should be relatively easy, and yeah, let's do that real quick. All right, we got some of the components out already, kind of keeping them safe and put it away. Let's pop off this oil filter and see how bad it's looking. Oh, wow. See that? Ooh, damn. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Whoa. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Oh, wow, look at all that. It's pretty milkshakey. All right, let's continue taking out the entire taking all the accessories off the motor. All right, welcome back to another video. We're back on the BMW. It's been probably like a week or a week and a half now, ever since I pulled the engine. Actually, let's get to that first before we talk about the car. So we went ahead and just took everything apart on the motor to its bare bones, because I want to at least sell the parts that are still good on them. So I took away alternator, water pump, like y'all can see it's pretty much just the block and the head left. So what my plan is to do is probably just gonna sell this online. If somebody wants to try and rebuild it, I'll probably post it on Facebook Marketplace and see if anybody wants to rebuild the motor on this. And luckily we actually were able to get a motor. I mean, it's right under here. We'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit later. Exact same motor. The owner told me, you know, it's a good engine, so we're gonna go ahead and put it in, and hope everything goes well when putting it in. So the plan today is just to kind of clean everything up. I just want to pressure wash all through here, you know, clean up all the outside, just go ahead and wash the outside. It's just been sitting, it's been raining real bad these past few days, so all that dirt has just been going on there. So I want to kind of work in the clean surface. I don't want to get my hands all dirty, and it'll just make the job much smoother when everything is clean. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and fire up my pressure washer, and we'll spray some degreaser on there, do the outside, everything in there. So we'll all right, we're back. And then, it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. Today is December the 21st. I know it's been a while since I've been able to get a video out and get to editing and stuff. I'm actually in college right now. We just took finals, so I haven't had time to, you know, put a video out about the engine swap for this BMW. I have a lot of projects going on right now. I don't know if y'all are following along with the channel. I had a Jaguar. At this time when I was putting the motor in on this one here, so I was getting that one there ready for sale. So around this time, I was actually working on the Jaguar at the same time. I sold the Jaguar and I actually bought a Mini Cooper S after I sold that one there. So just to kind of get back and forth to school. So anyways, back to the BMW. I managed to get a motor for it. If y'all see in the video, it's interesting. So I don't want to spoil too much. All I'm going to say is that don't buy something you don't know too much of, because it's been hectic trying to figure out how to put the motor in and DIY some stuff that I probably should have done more research about. But it's okay. I got the motor in. The motor's in right now. The car is running right now. So stay tuned for the video. I'm going to do an explanation on what actually happened. I bought this car from a neighbor of mine who actually lives in the neighborhood. So it's an interesting story. Y'all want to probably stay tuned, but appreciate the love and support. And, you know, just keep running up the numbers. I know that we got a few views on the first video, so I just appreciate all the love and support. So we're going to be out with more videos, and peace.